Oh, see, we're gonna make a movie now. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Meet this nice gentleman playing chess. Where is he? He's right there. It's chill. Dante. I meet Dante on the beach playing chess. And that's what's up. Now he's paddling. And now we're both paddling together. Dante, the only problem is if we go that way, it's gonna be difficult for us to come back because of the wind. So you can go that way, go a little further out. Yeah, that way. It's a little smoother. So you see, me and Dante are gonna paddle. And that's what we talk about on our video. And that's what I'm talking about. You see, so Dante's visiting here from New York. And he's writing a book about God, about universe, about peoples, about everything, about love, and that's what we're gonna be talking about. So let me ask you something, Dante. Do you think, and this is interesting, do you think that God exists? Like that whole concept of God, I'm talking like G-O-D, God.
God.
Yeah, the big.
Like a man in the sky.
Well, not necessarily. It could be a woman. Could be some tiger.
God is a man, and I think if he was, he would be in a male form.
You think it's a male?
Because the seed comes from the father, right? And it plants in the mother.
Yeah, but then who? I mean, it had to be made by a woman. Women make men. I don't know. Even Jesus couldn't make a baby. Even Jesus, with all his power, could not make a baby. I tell you that for sure. He didn't have a womb. He didn't have a uterus.
Right.
He had a penis. And I don't even know why he did not make any babies, Jesus.
No.
That's he should have, if he met me or told him, multiply, make babies, that'll be like, maybe I feel sometimes I'm one of his descendants. I think maybe I'm his son. That's why I'm Abraham Jesus Christ. It sounds crazy in Russian. Abraham Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Well, if you're from the bloodline of
exactly.
Shem, then you would be.
Shem, right?
Shem, yeah.
I know. So we can go that way. See where that buoy is?
Yeah.
We can go that way. That way, because see how we're being taken by the current and by the wind to the left, which is annoying because then we'll have to come back. But so you think God exists?
Yeah, God exists.
You think he exists?
Sure.
But do you sometimes think or feel that maybe he doesn't?
The only time I've never thought that because.
But do you think at least it's possible that he may not? There's a possibility. I'm saying, do you think there's a possibility at least that he may not exist? I mean,
No.
You don't think that's a possibility?
No, because we didn't give ourselves life, nor did our parents give us life.
Yeah, but
They give themselves life.
that's true. But just because we don't know what gave us life, see, this is what a lot of scientists are saying. Just because we don't know something, we don't have to automatically say that's God. That means lack of knowledge.
Right,
So when we
right.
don't know, we say God. Now, for example, people even Aristotle, they did not know. But by the way, Bible did not know of the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
Bible did not know of America.
Right.
Like the North America, it was not known back then because Christopher Columbus didn't make the voyage yet.
Right.
2,000 years ago, 3,000 years when the Old Testament was written. So Bible did not know about the viruses. It didn't know about the bacteria because the microscope was not invented. It did not know about the dinosaurs. It talked about some weird creatures and some small creatures and some big creatures, but it did not say dinosaurs because the
Dinosaurs exist.
I'm sorry?
The dinosaurs exist.
I mean, we have the fossil.
We have the fossil. Yeah.
And that's the thing. This is what I like as a scientist. I like science for one reason at least, is because it tries to be as objective, not saying that it's always right, because it's made many mistakes.
Right.
Science thought that the earth was flat. Scientific thought was that the sun was rotating around us until Galileo and Giordano Bruno and all these people came and said, hey, take it easy, huh? And then they got burnt by the church. But my point is, that as mistake prone as science is, it does not force itself on people. It doesn't threaten you in saying, if you don't believe, we will burn you. Religion,
religion is completely corrupt.
exactly, and it's a vehicle to influence. And if you don't listen, now it does create certain order among the people who need it, or who need it to be orderly.
Amen. You're talking. That's exactly what I believe. I believe that's what I'm saying. It's a story to tell you how to be a better person.
Yes, and or else you're gonna get punished, which is really not a high level of following a thing by fear.
What the scriptures did was essentially bring a nuclear family together, right?
Right.
So they brought the mother, the husband, and the children together as one family. Before then, it wasn't the same. Like it wasn't like that.
Listen, if you read scientific literature about, and I talk about that a lot, before agriculture,
Yes.
they think the agriculture happened 12,000 years ago, a ballpark. Be careful. Before that, they think that we used to live in a very different system. We used to have a family that was not a father, mother, child type of family. It was more of a, they call it an orgiastic type of like chimps.
Right.
A bunch of men, bunch of women that had sex with each other. There was no concept of a father.
Right.
There was always a concept of a mother. That's why in Jewish religion, you get named, you get proclaimed by your mother, because you always know who she is, but you never know who the father is. Literally, you can't know that. It's something that humans cannot know. Cannot. Now, mother can.
Right.
If she knows she hasn't slept with anyone, she's the only one who can know. That is only if she did not sleep with anyone. A father can never know. There's no way, unless, but even then, I mean, all those sultans and all those kings who locked up their women and then locked them up. Okay, so then he knows as much as his luck is good, as his luck holds. If the luck is a quality luck, then he can only know as much as he can trust the luck, basically.
Right.
If he trusts his luck, I mean luck, I'm talking the luck and a key.
Yeah.
If he trusts the luck and the key, that's as much as he can know. But he can't know any further than his luck, because he's not always 100, unless he's there 24/7. But that's impossible.
Yeah.
I'm saying even if he leaves the room for a minute and there is an access to another man, he cannot know who the father is. And that's how nature is. That's why father's objective is quite challenging, because we never know who's the daddy.
Right.
Mothers know if they've been monogamous, but they haven't been, they don't know either. And all this genetic fucking DNA testing is a bunch of baloney, in a way, if not that it's baloney.
So it's not real.
It's real, but first of all, it's not 100%. Second of all, that's not how nature is worked. That's not how nature is designed, to be reliant on this 30-year-old test.
Yeah.
We are driven by laws of nature. That's why women in the last 10, 15, 12,000 years can't fuck around. Because if they fuck around, they don't know who the daddy is. And they can't rely on not knowing, because who's gonna protect them? That's why dogs and all the animals are really, all the females are really careful not to fuck around, because they really want to know.
That's the thing. People don't realize animals are monogamous.
I'm saying,
All of them, but animals.
I mean, what they call is not, they're serial monogamous. Listen, let's go this way, because you see how it's pulling you that way. This guy's pretty good in paddling. He keeps falling though. Keeps falling. There's an interesting conversation we're having in English, because I don't really talk about it in English. That's important shit. Important shit. I gotta be saying all this shit in English, because I speak як по-русски говорю. Interesting. I have to say a lot of stuff in English. Huh. Interesting. It makes me think, a bunch of my videos are mostly in Russian. I gotta make some, American, English-based videos like this one.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of interesting ideas that are only Russian, expressed in Russian. Because mostly my audience, I guess, is Russian. I only got like 170 subscribers.
Oh a year.
That's it.
That's not bad though.
I mean, I don't advertise it because first I don't know how to, and second I'm lazy, and third I am wrongly, I admit it's wrong, possibly somewhat wrong to feel the way I feel, but I feel like I don't want to stoop down to needing to advertise my shit. I feel my shit, my stuff. See my shit.
You know, everybody who knows, they say the death of the ego is the best thing you can do.
Say it again.
The death of the ego, right?
Death of the ego?
Yes, the ego. It's the thing that tells you, I don't want to stoop down. It's like, well, if you really want to do it, then
you will stoop down. But
you will stoop down.
I know.
It's not stooping down.
It's not.
You know?
It's right. In my mind, and I'm saying, when I'm saying this, it's most, not only, I mean, I feel what I'm saying is wrong, but yet I feel that because it's an excuse, basically. I'm using it as an excuse because I'm basically lazy to promote my channel, because ultimately, what's the point of what I'm trying to do? The point is for people to hear it. The only way for people to hear it is if I promote it. Now I'm saying, oh, my stuff is too sacred or too lofty or too high, like it's like spiritual. You don't promote the spirit, you don't promote God, you don't promote universe. It does not require promotion. Oh, it does. It does, because people will not hear me unless I make my voice heard. And how do you make your voice heard? By promoting yourself, by going on Instagram, by going on Facebook, by doing whatever it takes but I am like I think too high of myself to be stooping down to promotional activities, which is wrong. I get it. It's just that I suck in computers, and I don't like that activity.
They have plenty of companies that'll do it for you.
I need to find a company that and that they don't charge it that much.
Right, Fiverr. Check Fiverr. You know?
What is it?
Fiverr.
Fiverr.
Fiverr. F-I-V-V-E-R. They have a bunch of
F-I-V-V-E-R. Double V.
Yeah, double V.
Like F-I-V-V-E-R.
Correct. Yep.
Fiverr.
Yeah, they do all types of stuff. Logo design, graphic design, commercials, everything. It's just people like us who do. It's freelance work, and it's just a hub of freelancers.
And they do probably remotely, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you don't ever meet them. It's all through email, and you just PayPal them out. And that's how I got my logos done for my online business that I'm starting, and all that stuff.
And how much do they normally charge? I mean, I'm sure it's not like.
It goes from $50 to $2,000 to $10,000, like however.
It depends on what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out because see, it's like me trying to like cook a meal for like 100 people. I'm not a cook. I don't know how to do that, so I need to find the cook to do that. Same thing, I need to find people who do this. I don't like, as I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm too lazy to even research because I'm lazy. It's called laziness. It's called fear of doing so. It's all fear.
Amen.
All fear, man. I know fear. It's laziness is fear-based.
Right.
It's doing something that's boring. Boredom is fear-based.
Right.
Being unexcited, tediously, mundanely fucking annoyed.
Right.
That's all fear. All shit that you don't want to. I tell people this, and you understand me like.
Like, so the seed of fear would be the thought, because fear couldn't come unless you had the thought of fear.
True, but my point is every thought that's negative in nature, every word no is fear-based. Every word that is no, every negative thought, everything that is negative is fear. Everything that's positive is love. Every yes is love, every no is fear. I say this, people say, no, you're crazy. That's not me. Everyone, Buddha, Jesus, they all say that. Not maybe in this way, but it's a basic psychological fact.
Every yes?
I'm sorry?
You said, what was it? Every yes?
Every yes is from love, every no is from fear.
Wow.
Think about it.
Yeah.
It's a very basic way of understanding human psychology.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about fear. See, people, when I say, for example, I tell this to women, I say, hey, let's FaceTime. They say no. I say, oh, you scared? They say, no, I'm not. I say, you're gonna deny it because that's how fear works. A fear, I'm talking about subconscious fear, obviously. Subconscious, you know, subconscious. Something, of course, you know, something that you're not conscious of. I say, do you have a way of getting into your subconscious? Oh, sure. I say, that's not it, because then it's not subconscious. Once you get inside your subconscious, it becomes conscious. By definition, subconscious is something you're not conscious of. If you become conscious of it, then it's not subconscious. It's a word game, but it's not. It's not. Just like what you said. I'm gonna remember this before I forget. When you said the more you know, the more you realize you don't know nothing. Now, I read the book 2 weeks ago that really fucking flipped the fuck out of me. It talked about, and the book is called Power of Now. You may have heard of it. Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is a good book. It's a quality it's a crazy good book. The way it's written is nice, and I'm like 2/3 into it, and I gotta finish it because I just read a lot of books and I've never finished them, but I'm in the middle of it. So bottom line is, he says you cannot know nothing. Now think about this concept. Nothing does not exist.
Nothing doesn't exist, exactly. That's Buddha teaching.
Right? The concept of nothing is just like the concept of everything, because everything is nothing and nothing is everything. It's a part of the same. God is nothing and God is everything. Nothing is part of everything.
Things are true, but they're not true to perception. It's the same, similar concept.
It's all that. It's all intermixed with the fact that we don't see things for what they are. We only see them for what we think they are. We don't really, literally, we don't see the reality. We only see through our own lenses. That's what a lot of people, a lot of philosophers used to say. The guy Schopenhauer, he repeats, whatever. The concept of you and me and all the humans not ever knowing reality, because reality does not exist in our world outside of us. That's what people don't get. It's one knowledge is that you don't know anything other than what you think it is. You don't know this ocean other than how you think you know it, because you see it the way you see it. You know what I'm talking about, because you see it through your own eyes, and for all you and I know, you may see it different than, and we do. Now we can talk, hey, see, this water is like this, you got the waves.
That could be different within like you said. Yeah.
So even a color red, if you ask people, they'll describe it a little bit different, each and single one, because we all see red a little different. Now there are consensus, obviously. We understand that, for example, this ocean looks big and it's wet and there's a lot of water. We understand sun is bright and it comes up and over there and there's a sunrise. We have a bunch of concepts that we agree upon, but ultimately we sense it through our own senses. But think about it this way. I was talking about nothing, and it really fucks with me, because the guy says you cannot know nothing. Like, because nothing, if you really want to grasp it, if you're trying to grasp it with your mind, you're already missing it. This is the deepest, because the only closest you come to nothing is when you have your dreamless sleep, and you don't know what that is because you're not fucking conscious. So nothing cannot be known through your conventional ways of knowledge, because you can't write a PhD on nothing, because it's nothing. Because it does not exist. Nothing exists, yet it doesn't, because it's nothing. And you can't know nothing because you don't know nothing. And it becomes a word game, but it's true. And the only way for you to start knowing nothing is to get the fuck out of your brain and start meditating and go there, go toward nothing and get in there, but then when you get in there, you change. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, because it's the same thing you said at the beach, man. You said lack of thought, right? That's nothing. That's the closest you can get to nothing.
That's meditation. When you stop thinking, which is impossible, almost. And I don't know. Are you good meditator?
You can get to about 99.9%, just like they can cut the atom over and over again, and they'll find that it doubles itself over and over again. You know, you never get there, but
you can
99.9%.
You can never. It's like when they're saying, there's a whole concept of what you just said, is when is when
cork, right?
Huh?
Just keep cutting cork and over again. It's just
there was a movie, I forgot what it was called, but it was about Albert Einstein, and he became very fond of this mechanic. There's a movie, it's actually a movie, and he became fond of his mechanic. Albert Einstein, the character that played Albert Einstein, the Albert Einstein in the movie, not the real Albert Einstein,
right.
but the guy who was him in the movie, got fond of this mechanic that he fixed his car. The mechanic was in his 20s, and Albert Einstein in the movie,
right.
not in reality. Who knows? I don't know in reality, but that was in the movie. Maybe this happened in reality, I don't know. But Albert Einstein grew fond of him and said, you know what, I'm gonna introduce you to my granddaughter. I'm gonna make you go on a date with her.
Yeah.
But he goes, but you gotta, I teach you how to impress her, do something, like say something deep. So he goes, this is what, and then he taught him this, and the guy learned this concept. He goes, you know, to the girl, he goes, if I want to kiss you, think about it this way. He goes, we're gonna be, let's say, 10 inches apart,
Right.
and then we're gonna be 5 inches, and then we're gonna be 2 inches, and then 1 inch, and then half. What you said, you're gonna divide all this,
Yeah.
but we will never meet. It'll never be zero.
Yeah.
So we will never kiss. In that way. And he was showing it to her while he was trying to kiss her, and then they kissed. But the concept of never reaching that nothing,
Right.
you cannot.
can't.
It's unreachable.
If it was, the mystery would be gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
It's better we don't know.
But it's not knowable. It's like death. You can't know death until you die, and that's why no matter what, all the technology that we have in this world, all the technology we got, all the computers and all the knowledge of the dinosaurs and the cells and all the mitochondria and all the nuclei and the chromosomes and all that nuclear physics and quantum and all that, and we don't know what death is. And not only we don't know, which fascinates me, I'm a physician, I see death every other day.
Oh wow.
I mean, I see people die.
Yeah.
I don't see death per se, but I see people die.
Yeah.
And I see how it looks. I mean, they look dead. I mean, we know the pulse stops, the heart stops.
Yeah.
They stop moving, they stop breathing, all that we know.
Right.
And I see it and I talk to them, and sometimes I bring them back and then I say, what happened? Most of them say, I don't know what the fuck happened. It got black, and now you came, and now I saw you. The last thing I know, I saw you, and now I see you again. I said, well, what happened? And they say, be careful.
Oh, it's shallow out here.
Oh, you could stand?
Yeah, man.
So yeah, but to truly die, and then people tell me, some of them say they go into this tunnel and they have visions and it's beautiful, it's very euphoric, and they're like, oh yeah. I know, right?
They tell you that?
Very few, and they usually come back and they're different people. It's called NDI, near death. There are books about this near death experience.
NDI, right?
NDI, near death experience. NDE. Let's go that way, man. Let's go back. Now see, we're talking a lot of beautiful things. Hold on. What were you saying? What were you saying?
I was saying, that mental trip, is that a real thing, or is that just some made up?
You mean
That like thing that like
the MDMI? I mixed them up. MDMI is the ecstasy, is the chemical that's in ecstasy. MDMI, methyl
MDMA, okay, yeah.
MDMI, but there are two chemicals there. I mean, one is MDMI, which is ecstasy, which is unbelievable. Have you ever tried ecstasy?
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, yeah.
I've tried it, and I got hooked on it too for like a few years. I did it regularly, maybe at least twice a month. Sometimes every week. I did it every week, which is a lot.
I went through that too. Yeah.
And it was crazy, man. It was the best experience I've ever
It
had.
was fun, man.
Oh, fun. It was euphoric.
Yeah.
I'm making love on it, having sex on it. Oh.
Next level.
Oh, I used to think to myself, how have I ever done it without it? Like, or how will I ever do without it? Because it's like you can't describe the feeling you get from having sex on ecstasy.
Next level.
Oh my ex, which I was quite fond of, I was in love with her, and I used to go to my psychologist. I used to tell him, listen, that bitch this, that bitch that, and when I take ecstasy, it's like she's the best woman on earth, and she's so loving, and she's like, and he goes, so what? She goes, you're a smart man, understand something, the same woman that you fucking can stand when you're sober, you think she's the best thing on earth when you're on ecstasy. What does that tell you? It's you. It's you who's fucked up in a way of not dealing with her. You can't deal with her no more. You're not into her anymore. Right. The only way for you to get into her is get drugged. She will be okay, because she will love you back. Right. But if you can love her, which you can't normally because you're already over her, but I realized it later. But the only way for me to be back into her, it was to be drugged. And man, I was into her. Ooh, but I would have been into any woman when I was like that. That's what they call it, a love drug. Right. But then there's another substance that maybe that's what you're asking me. There's another substance, the methyl ditryptamine, MDR. That one, DMT. That one.
That's what I was asking you right now.
Oh yeah. So DMT, from what I read and heard, is something that's not ecstasy. That's something else. It gives you that. It puts you in that state where you become, or you go into that nothingness, or some shit like that. I don't know exactly.
It's nothingness to
it's like you can become Buddha, Jesus.